Hey guys, this is Jason. Today I'm reviewing Spaceman, a new Netflix drama directed by Johan Renek and stars Adam Sandler as an astronaut, where he spends half a year in space going to this purple cloud in the solar system while he reflects on his past with Carey Mulligan. Then one day he gets an unexpected and terrifying visit from a giant talking spider voiced by Dano, who studies Sandler and learns more about what life is like on Earth, while also learning more about humans and what life on Earth is like. Adam Sandler has been on a pretty good streak with dramas nowadays. I mean, I do love some of his older comedies like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, not so much movies like That's My Boy or Jack and Jill or the Grown Ups films. And when it comes to more serious films that he's in, I really loved him in Punch Drunk Love, Reign Over Me, Uncut Gems, and Hustle. And I was kind of curious to watch this film, not just for Adam Sandler in the film, but also for Johan Renek directing the film. And in case of you don't know who that is, he directed all 5 episodes of the HBO series Chernobyl. And with those two working together on the film does give it potential at making a really good drama with an emotional punch. So let me talk about the good first. This is a pretty well shot movie. I mean, there isn't like a particular shot that stood out to me. It was just a nice looking movie whenever we see Carey Mulligan on Earth and she's dealing with problems after separating with Adam Sandler. While we also cut back to Sandler in space talking to this spider, and you get like nice shots of when they're looking out the window and seeing this purple cloud in space. I thought the acting was pretty good. I liked Carey Mulligan in the film, and I thought Adam Sandler was pretty good in the film. And without giving anything away, his character shows a little bit more about what his relationship with Mulligan is like, and a little bit about his childhood, which we'll talk a little more about those later. I even like Paul Dano as the voice of the spider, or he's later called Hanush throughout the film. He is very haunting and a little creepy as the spider. Speaking of Hanush, people have been wondering after watching the trailer what Hanush really is. Like, is he just an illusion in Sandler's mind, or is he actually real and literally inside the ship with him? And the way they used Hanush in the film without giving anything away was interesting, and I was interested in knowing more about what his life is like on his world, and I like the scenes where he's talking to Sandler about his life. Also, this is an interesting coincidence. There's a movie called Enemy starring Jake Gyllenhaal that also coincidentally relates to spiders, and they're supposed to be an integral part of the film. So when I was watching this film, I just couldn't help but see the similarities. So the acting, the cinematography, and Hanush I do like in this film, and the way they're handled. Unfortunately, those were the only good things I can find in this film, because I really found this to be a very boring and dull sci-fi movie. Because most of this film is about Sandler and Hanush talking to each other, while Hanush is also reading Sandler's mind and seeing him watch older tapes of both him and Mulligan together. You learn more about his backstory with his childhood, and you see him have his relationship with Mulligan that are supposed to be sad, but they're very rushed and they don't feel fully explored or explained as much. And it can also be really slow. Like whenever you see Adam Sandler go into another room that's supposed to set up a next scene, you would just see him floating in one hallway to get to that room. And I get that's supposed to be him in space, but with how they do that is just like literally slow. Like have Sandler slowly float in one hallway to get to the next room, and then have him slowly float away again to the next one. And they don't really do anything else interesting that's supposed to get me invested in Sandler's character's story or what's going on, sadly, and it can make the experience feel a little tiresome at times, which I'm gonna be honest, there were some moments that made me feel a little sleepy, and that's not how I'm supposed to feel while I'm watching the movie like this. Where not even the chemistry between Sandler and Mulligan and why they break up even got me interested. But I think my biggest issue with this film is that I just didn't care about the relationship between Sandler and Mulligan because it wasn't fully explored. You really don't get to understand more about why they're having issues together. You see flashbacks and video recordings of them arguing at times, but you really don't get a clear idea of why they're having problems, and that is supposed to be a crucial part of the film. And by the end of the film, which again, I'm not going to give anything away, it's really telling you to care about everything that's going on. Like, it's supposed to make you feel emotionally attached to Sandler and Mulligan throughout this ending, but with the way the story and the characters are handled throughout the film, you just don't feel that. Spaceman is a very boring and dull sci-fi movie with some good performances and some good cinematography, and the scenes between Sandler and Hanush were interesting, but the story and the characters just weren't all that interesting, and they weren't even fully developed, and you don't really feel that emotional core like the movie was supposed to have. This is unfortunately one of Sandler's weaker films. Not one of his worst, but still one of his weaker films, and I honestly prefer watching movies like Uncut Gems or Hustle instead. Or if you want to watch a good drama that also relates to spiders in a way, then watch Enemy. That one is a really good movie, and I do recommend watching that film. I'm gonna give Spaceman a C. So guys, if you have seen Spaceman, what did you think about it? Did you think it's a great movie and you think I'm being too harsh on it? Or do you think that this is a very big downgrade? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this review, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing, because it helps my channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you know what other videos I'm posting. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.